Our next guest, Chloe Cole, was born a girl, transitioned to a boy, regretted it, and went back to being a girl. All right, so Chloe, what kind of procedures did you have?
Starting at the age of 13 was when I was placed on puberty blockers, and then a month after that I was put on testosterone. And at 15, the summer just after my sophomore year of high school ended, was when I underwent a double mastectomy. My breasts were permanently surgically removed.
Oh my God. Were the doctors, the counselors, did they tell you to maybe give it a year, pump the brakes at all?
I was only told by the first endocrinologist who I was referred to that by being on blockers, it could potentially be dangerous for my brain development. But I never heard any of the same concerns from any other doctors. And once I got to the point that I started seeking surgery, nobody ever pushed back. I mean, they told my parents that if I weren't allowed to go through with these procedures, I would commit suicide.
Is that what you thought?
No, I mean, before I transitioned, I was a perfectly happy kid. I mean, I was socially awkward. I was a bit of a tomboy, and I kind of struggled to fit in with other girls my age, but I was starting to be able to make friends of my own and to be able to focus on my schoolwork by myself. And transitioning began to take all of that away from me. And I only started being suicidal once I was actually on these treatments.
Oh, no kidding. So at what point did you say this has got to stop? You've already had the double mastectomy, you got the hormones, you have the testosterone. You're now reversing this and going back to being a girl as you were born.
Yes. I was fairly confident in my transition and my identity as a boy up until after I had the surgery. And I think a big part of that is just the huge shock to my nervous system, to my body, and to myself emotionally with the loss of my breasts. And I started to realize that there were things about being a woman and femininity that I really missed. But it wasn't up until my junior year that I was learning in my psychology class about things like childhood and adolescent psychological development and the psychology that goes into raising a child, that I realized that one day I wanted to become a mother and have biological children of my own, and that by being on these treatments I could potentially be hindering my ability to. And it really hurt knowing that I'm never even going to have the chance to breastfeed because of a decision that I was enabled to make while I was a child.
Yeah.
I was having parts of myself taken away as an adult because of this.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're going back to where you were born, and I'm sorry you had to go through this struggle. You seem or appear to be much happier now, and it doesn't look like you went through the wrong puberty. And thank you for being brave enough to come on the show, and we have a lot of respect for what you went through.